What is our concept of enjoyment? How, by understanding this concept, we can come out of that concept and attain true everlasting bliss? Enjoyment means in this world is of five types: form, taste, smell, touch, and sound. Right? Rupa, sparsha, shabda, gandha, rasa. Suppose, for example, I give you go to a nice restaurant. What is the enjoyment there is when the food item come in touch with the tongue, a particle of bliss is generated. You call it as happiness. But when you do overdo it, it leads to obesity and a lot of issues. The taste itself can lead us to our death. So let's explore this concept of enjoyment and what does Adi Shankaracharya say in Viveka Chudamani of this enjoyment. What is the repercussions, the result of this enjoyment, and then the remedy of, is there any alternate all-sustaining enjoyment or happiness which doesn't harm us in any way. So welcome friends to this talk on Viveka Chudamani, verse 76 by Adi Shankara. So the deer, the elephant, the moth, the fish and the black bee, these five have died. So let me go to that, friends. So what is happening is the deer, the elephant, the moth, the fish and the black bee. These five are important. What are those five? Kuranga, matanga here. Please identify the breakup of these words here. Patanga, meena is a fish, you all know. Bringa. These are the five, these are the five, right? Kuranga, matanga, patanga, meena, bringa. These five means Kuranga is deer, matanga is the elephant. Matanga is the elephant. Matanga is the elephant. The moth is the patanga. And the fish is the meena and the black bee is the bringa. So please understand. What are the problem with these five animals? What is their problems? They're tied. They're being tied. They're being tied to one of the five senses. One of the five senses they are tied, friends. So what is the problem with tying is, example, it starts with sound. The deer with the sound, the elephant with touching the she-elephant. So elephant gets attached to the sparsha sukham, touch. It wants to touch the she-elephant, like the human beings also. The male wants to touch the female, right? Feel the soft body. So that's how it is. That's the sensual trap. And the elephant falls into the kedda. The hole they dig in the ground, the thieves or want to catch an elephant. You bring a she-elephant in front of it, it will run behind, it cannot control, and then you mask a hole and it falls into it. It's a trap. That's how you. The deer trap is you play some nice music, the deer will come to you and the hunter will catch it. Similarly, the moth is like you put fire, a beautiful fire shape, and then it will on its own jump into the fire, being attracted with the form. So how these three animals we've seen by their individual trappings, swagunena. The swagunena means the characteristics of the senses. They are getting trapped, they're falling into the death, they're perishing themselves. Similarly, fish goes for the taste. The fisherman will dangle some worms there, and the fish, the meena, goes and tries to eat that worm. It cannot control the taste, the hankering of the tongue, the craving of the tongue. Similarly, human beings also, we have the craving of the tongue, and we get almost all lifestyle diseases. So many diseases because of poor dietary habits. We are not able to regulate the tongue. And the black bee goes into the flower, and the flower closes on itself, and it cannot control the smell, sense of smell. So each of these five, what is happening is they are trapped by the sense of one of the senses, the sense of smell or sense of taste or sense of touch or sense of the sound, and they go without any discrimination. They go to satisfy that sense and they feel trapped. Similarly, human beings is attached to all these five. Here Adi Shankara is telling all these five. So he says, puts the question, Kim, what then is the store for man? That means we'll be thrown into the hell because all the five are the problem, and we'll be quickly dragged on to our hell. That's why many people who are attached to these five senses, what they happen is they die very fast and lose the valuable human life. And the body also, like too much sex desire, sex satisfaction, the person becomes weak and dies. Cannot have do the spiritual sadhana to elevate the waste of the human life. The Aisham reduces because of too much sex life, like the elephant running behind the she-elephant. So all the senses are meant to be regulated. He's saying Shabdadibhi Panchabireva Pancha Panchatma Swagunena Baddha. With the nature of the sense we can get born. So we have to regulate the force of the indriyas Nara Panchabha Viranchita Kim. For Nara, human being, all the five is a trapping, and we are all day in and day out. Every day our schedule is to satisfy the tongue 3 or 5 times a day and run behind it, satisfy the genitals in the night and the sense of touch with sex life. And this is why we are getting addicted to these 5 kinds of happiness. I listen to some Bollywood music, and then where whole human life is wasted in that. So the solution is Bhakti Yoga. All these 5 senses, what should be done? Should be engaged in service of Sri Hari. Hrishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. So tasting, if you want to run behind taste, accept Naivedya, when the food which is offered to Sri Krishna, or the deity, the spiritualized food, the Naivedyam. So eat that, honor that, then you will be liberated. The sense of smell, you go for agarbatti or nice flowers you offer to the deity and take that as on your body and smell it. Like tulsi leaves, if you offer to Sri Krishna. So the sense of smell, the sense of sound is here, Nama Sankirtana. The sense of sound which is attracted by the deer, you hear the Nama Sankirtana of Sri Krishna and you will be purified and cleared and you will achieve the highest stage of spiritual perfection. The touch is touch the deity form of the Lord, touch the devotees, serve their Padapadma, serve the great gurus, wash their lotus feet. The sense of touch is purified. And the sense of form is look at the beautiful deity form, the decorated deity. That's why we have the Archa Vigraham. In all our Sanatana Dharma temples, we have the Archa Vigraham, the forms, so that we can engage in the service and our eyes gets pleased and not run behind chasing girls or chasing opposite sex and attached to those forms, right? Then chasing taste, I said Naivedyam. Chasing smell, you said smell the tulsi leaves offered to Padapadma of Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare. So Indriya Vastu is called Vishaya. Vishaya means poison. That is where Adi Shankara says in his next sloka, if you see, it's a very terrifying sloka. He says, sense objects are even more virulent in their evil effects than the poison of the cobra. It is more worse than the poison of the cobra, he is saying. The sense objects, Vishaya, all this, we take it very easily, let me go and have some nice masala dosa and all this. But they bite it. Every sense, if you run behind it, they bite it and it is more stronger than the poison of cobra. Why? Poison kills one who takes it, or if you consume, but the sense object, even if you look at it, to them through the eyes, they will kill you. The look of a very enticing female can kill you, or an enticing male for a female. Vice versa it works, and then you can waste running behind, and you can go on and on around it and then waste your entire life. So doshena tivra vishaya sarpa vishadapi, it's called sarpa vishadapi. Visham nihanti bhoktaram. It's more dangerous because drishtaram, even by seeing chakshusha, seeing with the eyes, they can that poison can attack, the sensual poison. So such is the danger. And then Adi Shankara is warning us in verse 76-77 of Viveka Chudamani. So let's draw the Viveka. What does the Viveka means? Don't gratify our senses too much for happiness. Find the spiritual happiness. Or first believe in the concept of spiritual happiness, that Atma is Anandamayo Bhyasat. Atma is already blissful entity, and we have to purify our existence so that we can be happy without dependence on the sense objects. Then our life is successful. Sattvam Shuddhi Yasmat Brahma Saukyam to Anantam. When we do the Shuddhi, you can relish an infinite Brahma Sukha, Brahma Saukyam to Anantam. And this is the goal of tapasa, to do austerity, to regulate the sensual indulgence, to control ourselves, to control the force of the senses and achieve the spiritual perfection. First believe that yes, in my purified state I am naturally happy. Then only you can come out of the sensual happiness. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, friends, for this time. Please subscribe if you like this perspective. Haribo.